So creating products works fine. So we have this part of our application, but now we want to make sure that if we send a GET request, we can display all the products stored in a collection and therefore displaying all documents. To do so, we go back to our MongoJS file. Here we now work on GET products, and the core syntax will be pretty similar to the one we see up here for our create product logic. Nevertheless, I'll create it from scratch once again, just for practicing reasons. We don't have to specify a structure for the product, obviously, because we want to get the product. Therefore, we again have to create our new client constant, which again will instantiate a new Mongo client class. And don't forget to provide the URL, otherwise the client doesn't know which server we want to connect to. So that's as we did it before up here actually. So we are now at this part. Now I will again add a try catch block here, because as for creating documents, also when getting documents from the server, well, things go wrong. Therefore, we want to make sure we have a proper error handling here. So the catch block is actually almost the same as we had it before. In the error case, I want to return, again to interrupt the code execution, a response with the JSON method, and this should be a message, maybe could not retrieve products. And in the try block, we can follow the same logic. This means we first want to establish the connection to our MongoDB server, an asynchronous task again. So we refer to our client and the connect method. Then we want to get access to a specific database. So we create a new constant DB again. And we again use our client and now the DB method without providing the database name, as we added the database name in our URL up here. So that's again this part. And now we don't want to store a new product. Now we want to get access to the existing products. For that, I'll create a new constant here, which could be named products. And again, we have an asynchronous task. Therefore, let's add a wait. And now we want to refer to the database in there to a collection. Now the collection name has to be the same that we used up here, because now I want to refer to documents stored in this collection. Therefore, we refer to our products collection. And now, what do I want to do? Well, I don't want to insert one, but I want to find a document, so we can simply use the find method. And by default, the find method in MongoDB returns a so-called cursor. A cursor is basically a pointer to the results of the query, and you can then iterate through the cursor to see all the results. We don't want such a cursor right here. We actually want to display all the documents immediately. And to achieve that, we can simply add the toArray method. This will allow us to get the documents in an array. You can also configure find to have a filter or to only return some fields of the identified products. But here we don't need either of that. Later in the course, you will see examples for filtering though. And that's it almost. As before, we have to make sure that once we open a connection, we also close it. Therefore, we again use client close here. And finally, I need a response, and the response should be again of type JSON, and I want to refer to our products. Here we have the constant here, so due to block scoping, we should add a variable, products variable, and now remove the constant. With that, we can use it down here, and we want to get the products as a response. By saving this, we are done in the MongoJS file, but we have to make sure that we also add our getProducts function in our app.js file, this time as a second argument here in the get method. For that, we add mongopractice.getProducts here. Again, don't forget to save this. And let's now go to Postman and create a second request, this time a get request. Also to localhost 3000/products. And now if we hit send, yeah, we get back our product. So this seems to work. Let's now also create a second product, maybe to see if we also retrieve multiple products. Let's say we have a banana, maybe for 1.19. And let's create this product. This worked fine. And if we now send another get request, we should see that we get both the apple and the banana. Yeah, perfect. This is great. Let's now have a look at our database and reload it once again. And we also have both our documents in our products collection, first document and the second document with the banana. So this is how we can create documents in MongoDB and how we can get all our documents. Now, although this is a very simple application in the end, we wrote quite a lot of code just to do this. And we also have to define each single step to make sure MongoDB works correctly. If you see, we have to define the client here, then we have to establish the connection, we have to refer to the database, to the corresponding collection. We have to tell MongoDB that we want to insert one specific document, and so on. In the end, this is not a big problem, but actually I would prefer to rather focus on to the core logic of our application, because in the end, well, I just want to create a new document. Why do I need all this code right here? And why do I have to set up the connection manually? And why do I have to close it manually? And so on. The great thing is there is a little helper which can make our lives a lot easier when working with MongoDB, and this helper is called Mongoose.